How to avoid common on-site conditions that affect DuChateau flooring. When dealing with a DuChateau wood floor installation, you'll come across some common on-site conditions that can affect the flooring. In this video, we will give you the 5 key things to be aware of so you can avoid these issues and have your DuChateau wood floor installation move forward without a hitch. Number 1. Make sure your installation site is temperature controlled. It's important that you don't put the floor down before doors, windows, and temperature control systems are installed. Exposing your floor to outside elements and uncontrolled temperatures will likely damage the planks. Also, remember that hardwood needs to acclimate to its future environment before it's installed. Number 2, no tape of any kind on the floors. Don't use any kind of tape because it can actually damage the floor's finish. If you're looking for an alternative that can protect the floor, we would recommend a surface vapor liner that can be laid out on top of the floor. Number 3, using mallets directly on hardwood planks. This can create problems like having splinters stick out of the floor when you hit it with a mallet. Also, you can run the risk of tapping too hard and possibly denting the edges of the planks, which is obviously not a good look. Instead, take a scrap piece of flooring or a tapping block and set it against the edge of the floor and hit that piece of wood instead, not the edge of the floor. The important thing here is to make sure that there is no direct contact with the mallet to the side of the planks. Number 4, spilled paint or glue. If you have a situation in your hands where you drop paint or glue on the floor, make sure to wipe it off immediately while it is still wet. If the spill dries, you can try removing the substance with mineral spirits and a soft cloth. However, using mineral spirits can affect the hardwood finish, so try and be sparing with the mineral spirits, and don't be too aggressive with the rubbing, because if you are too rough, the finish will come off. And finally, we have number 5, masking the floor to avoid construction dust. If you have drywall dust on your floor or any construction debris of any kind, be sure to vacuum it up multiple times before introducing any water to clean the floor. You have to make sure that debris and drywall dust is completely gone. Otherwise, the drywall dust will mix with the water and seep into the cracks between the wood planks. It will then start to harden and turn into what we all know as concrete, the same concrete that you walk on the street. That is going to be all over your floor now, and it is impossible to remove without ripping out the floor and starting all over again with new planks. If the floor has to go down and be installed while there is still some ongoing construction creating dust, you should use a surface vapor liner to protect the floor as much as possible. And there you have it. Those are 5 pieces of advice that we can give you in order to avoid common on-site problems when installing a DuChateau hardwood floor. When you keep these things in mind and learn to act accordingly, you will have a much easier time with installation, and you will end up with a beautiful floor.